another reading. Thank you so much for being here. So today we're doing a reading for all of those in a situationship or like a no contact situation. So, these are the situations where there might be a lot of sort of uncertainty, a lot of unknown, struggling to find answers, or maybe just struggling to communicate properly with each other. And this part will be a collective reading, and it's then going to go into an extended reading. So in this part, we're going to look at the collective energies. We're going to have person A over this side, person B over this side. So regardless of which side you resonate with, you'll be able to get messages. We're going to look at first the recent past, then we're going to look at the present. We're going to give each of you some advice, and then we're going to get a message of what your higher selves would say to each other. So that's in this part. And then moving forward, that's where people are going to start to have sort of different timelines sort of moving forward. So some of you might be on this path, some of you might be on this path, etc. So everyone's progress going forward will start to look a little different. So in the extended, we'll make that one a pick a pile. So you can choose pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3. And you'll be able to look at the near future. You'll be able to look at the long-term potential. And we're also going to get some hints about who this person is in terms of initials, zodiac sign, any sort of hints about their character or their personality. And we're going to also look at either when they're going to reach out next, or when there's going to be a real shift. So when the next shift will be. So that means if you're already in communication, then you'll still get a message, or if you're not in communication, you'll find out when they're going to reach out next. So we have a lot to cover. That's why I'm just doing a collective for part 1, and then we're going to break down the extended. So if you're into the extended, check out the link below where you can rent it. And for now, we'll get into the collective situation or no contact. I just stuffed that up. Situationship or no contact reading. All right, so for the person A, we're going to use the Sun and Moon Tarot. So we're going to be referring to them, rather than say situationship or no contact situation 100 times, we're just going to refer to it all as a situationship. So collective reading for the situationships out there. Person A. What was person A's energy in the recent past? Okay, so we've got the Two of Cups in reverse there for person A. So that's would indicate to me just feeling either out of alignment with self or with the higher self, or out of alignment with each other. So there could have been like a separation in the recent past for you guys where there was a bit of a disconnect. And it could be because person A was either out of alignment with themselves, or this could be more of a connection thing. What else can you tell me about person A's energy in the recent past? 7 of Cups in the reverse. So there's this feeling like there was no option here. Person A felt like there was no option but to disconnect. What else can you tell me about person A's energy in the recent past for this situationship, please? No? Yeah, so it looks like person A felt like there was no option but to withdraw from this connection because there was a real lack of harmony. And it just got to the point where it was like they felt like they were better off, I suppose, being alone. What's on the bottom here? Yeah, Two of Swords, feeling like there was no choice here. The Seven of Cups and the Two of Swords in reverse tells me that they felt like there was no other option but to retreat because this was just not there was no harmony, there was no connection anymore. It's like it was just complete, complete lack of harmony. So let's look at person B's energy in the recent past. I was only going to get 3 cards, but then I thought I'll look at the bottom. So hopefully we can fit 4 either side. Person B's energy in the recent past for this connection, please. In this situationship, I should say. Person B's energy in the recent past for this situationship. The Knight of Wands in the reverse. So person B may have been acting a little bit recklessly, non-committal, a little bit hot and cold, and very sort of like wishy-washy energy, that is. The Knight of Wands can kind of come in really quickly and really passionately, but then they can also leave just as quickly and just as passionately. So there was a bit of a lack of direction on person B's part. What else can you tell me about person B's energy in the recent past? We got the Tower there, and I think they just want me to take this one. Do we need this one? I'm going to put it back in. If it comes back out, it comes back out. But I know that I think this was just the Tower, because this person acted very unpredictably. Unpredictably. This person was just very unpredictable. Let's just keep it safe. So I do feel that just as quickly as this took off, they then took off. So this was definitely like very unexpected and very unpredictable behaviour. And it may have kind of shocked person A, because I feel like it kind of came a little bit out of nowhere, and perhaps person A thought that this was something a little bit more solid than what it really was. So I'm not saying that person A was naive, but maybe person B presented more stable than they really were. Or they could have fled out of fear. We don't know that yet. Let's look more about person B's energy in the recent past for this situationship. The Seven of Swords in the reverse energy. The first thing I felt was guilt. What's on the bottom? The Four of Swords. Yeah, that's giving me like tied up in guilt energy too. So they either did something to feel guilty about, or they, in the recent past, they did take off, and then they had to deal with a lot of guilt and regret after that, and that it kind of has kept them bound a little bit in the recent past. So it's like they really regret their actions, or they feel as though they kind of betrayed themselves by running away from something that was potentially quite special. So we'll see where that's going in the present, but it does seem like they basically fled the situation for one reason or another, and this seemed to shock person A, but then person B has ended up regretting their actions and feeling like they've sort of cheated themselves out of something that was potentially fairly stable. Otherwise it's got to do with some sort of guilt. Actually, so why did person B flee from this connection? Why did person B flee from this connection? What's the collective reason behind person B fleeing? the collective reason behind person B fleeing from this connection, please? Took a while to come out there, and it's the Four of Coins, which is a card all about holding on. Funny that. Look how vulnerable that that person looks in there. They look like they're hiding, for one, and they look like they feel very vulnerable and very scared. So I'm picking up, I know that the Four of Coins does not mean that in the traditional sense. I'm picking up an intuitive message here because I'm really drawn to her emotion, and I actually feel like almost tears pricking my eyes because there's this vulnerability coming through where she feels like she's just trying to play it safe and stay in a comfort zone. So there was a bit of fear going on there, for sure. So let's go back to person A's energy. And let's look at the present. So what's person A's energy towards the connection at present? The Three of Cups in reverse. So they're not feeling very optimistic or hopeful about it. If anything, they're kind of quite the opposite. They're seeing things from a pretty miserable lens and feeling pretty unhappy about where this is now. We've got death and rebirth in the reverse. So again, I feel like they're feeling very hopeless about a rebirth situation. Like they're looking at this very pessimistically and thinking like it's pretty much dead and gone. But this is just how they feel. So like, let's say if person B is watching this, you could probably turn that around, right? Or if person A, if you're watching this, could be how you feel at the moment, but they could potentially turn it around. Like you never know. So we'll keep going. Person A's current energy towards the situationship. There's two there, so maybe we won't do a bottom deck this time and we'll just take these two. So we've got the Princess of Cups in the reverse again, and the Emperor in the reverse again. So all of the cards are in the reverse of person A this time. All right, so they almost feel a little bit sorry that it couldn't work out. They do feel like person A feels that person B has so much potential, and they almost feel a little bit sorry that they can't see it themselves. So person A wishes person B could see their own potential and just sort of step up to be what they need. But person A, again, there's a lot of hopelessness in here. They feel like they've pretty much given up. That's what I want to look at those energies at. I feel like they've pretty much given up hope altogether that person B is ever going to change or step up in their eyes. This is just coming from person A's perspective. Don't shoot the messenger. So we're going to go into person B again, and we're going to look at their energy in the present. So what's person B's energy towards the connection at present, please? Okay. The Queen of Coins in reverse. So person B is trying to rediscover their self-worth and their feminine energy. So they want to be more receptive and they want to be more nurturing towards, I suppose, people in general or love in general, but they feel like they need to discover their self-worth. They feel like their self-worth is, or their self-esteem is kind of what is their block here. And they feel like until they really like love themselves or can really value themselves properly, they can't bring that to the table for anybody else. So it seems like they're trying to work on their self-esteem, their self-worth, and see the value that they have as a human being. See what they really have to offer. What's person B's current energy in this situationship collective? Is that 3? Okay, we'll take those. All right, so we've got the 8 of Swords. So definitely feeling extremely bound by their limiting beliefs and their conditioning. So I feel like this person has definitely been through a lot in their life that has really changed the way they see themselves, changed the way they see and view other people. And they just sort of feel like, I feel like this person's been either hurt or betrayed a lot in the past, or they've had a bit of trauma in the past that makes them very scared to trust people and let people in. I also feel like because of the way they view relationships, or maybe the relationships that they grew up around, they're very conditioned. So they're almost trying to free themselves of all of this conditioning and rewrite their thought patterns and change the way that they view love. Maybe they have this way of, or this reason that they view love as a trap for some reason, and now they're trying to sort of rewire their brain to not view it as such a trap. But they feel very, very stuck. So this person is in a very, they could be even dealing with some like depression, or just like trying to overcome some mental health and some past issues. But yeah, it seems like while they do that, they're very closed off. Yeah, the Star in reverse. So this person, they need to heal. They can fully acknowledge, or at least their higher self can fully acknowledge that they have got healing to do. They need to change the way they view life and love in general, and really learn to love themselves and just find a way to love life as well. They also feel a sense of hopelessness, and they wish things could be very different. But yeah, they feel like they're a little bit, they still feel, from in their eyes, they feel like they're broken. So I'm not calling them broken, but they just seem to have this feeling about themselves that they are just broken. And it's quite sad, if I'm honest. Ace of Wands, and it's in the upright. Oh, hallelujah. So it seems like you're their inspiration to do all of this. That's what's inspiring them, is like a new fresh start with you. So that's if I'm talking to person A. Sorry. Person A's inspiration is, no, oh my God. This person A, person B thing is actually really tricky. Person B, their inspiration is person A. So what's inspiring person B to rediscover their self-worth, to heal all their past pain, and to find a way to love themselves and to find a way to heal, is a rebirth of this connection. So it's almost like this connection is their muse, and it's what's driving them to do all of this. Maybe without person A inspiring them, or like the potential connection with person A, maybe without that inspiration they wouldn't go down this path. Maybe they would be really stuck in that old energy. But something about meeting person A has made person B kind of awaken to their behaviours and want to change. They want to heal, they want to recover, they want to change the way they're doing things and really just heal their shadows and find a way to love themselves again and, have a better future. Alright, so that's the recent past and the present energy. So, should we go advice first, or should we go what they would say to each other? What they say to each other. Okay, so we're going to do one card each for what person A would say to person B. This is their higher self, by the way. So what person A's higher self would say to person B, and what person B's higher self would say to person A. And then I've just been informed that we can do collective advice with the spirit animal wisdom that will apply to both parties. So these are a little bit tricky to shuffle. If I'm struggling, I will just pick them myself. So what would person A's higher self say to person B? So we've got, you may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. Aww. So it's like person A is saying to person B, even though you had to go through things that maybe you didn't understand, everything's led you to where you are today, person B. And all of that turmoil will lead you to a blessing. So it's almost like person A's higher self is saying to person B, keep going, keep healing. I'll be here when you're ready. Like, we will get a blessing out of this when you're ready. Like, there's something to look forward to. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's a higher purpose to all of this, and I'll be here when you're ready to meet me where I'm at. So that's really nice. And let's look at what person B's higher self would say to person A. Oh, geez, Louise. I feel like I want to take that one there, though. So let's see what person B's higher self would like to say. Oh, only time will tell. They're being a little bit coy, aren't they? So there's a plan. Person B has a bit of a plan here in this collective. So, you know, if you're resonating with either person and this isn't necessarily what you feel like you would say, don't forget this is your higher self, but also this is a collective reading. So if you're resonating enough to move into the extended, that's where we'll get a little bit more specific about what's happening next. But I'm feeling like person B in this collective, they're being coy because they have a plan. They have something that they're going to bring to fruition, and they're going to take some sort of action. So they're not going to tell you anything right now because their higher self saying, time will tell. If you just wait a little bit longer, something's going to happen here. So last but definitely not least, we'll go into the spirit animal wisdom and get some collective advice for both parties. So let's see. All right, so collective advice for both parties. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, but I was literally just saying this person's being a little bit coy. And I hardly ever say the word coy, right? I never use that as a description. And when I was like, oh, this person's being a bit coy, in my head I was like, that was weird. Like, why would I say coy? And then I just picked out the koi fish. Oh my gosh. Excuse me while I just get my crap together, because sometimes I just like I don't know, I'll never stop being shocked. Like, I don't know, it's just amazing. Oh, anyways, that really excited me. You'll probably hear it in my voice. I can't stop smiling. So this says, move with the flow of abundance around and through you. Oh, and that's why I can't stop smiling too, because of course it's an abundant energy in this card. So this card's asking you to tune into the abundance that you already have in and around you. You've already got a lot of abundance in both of your respective lives, and there's a lot to be grateful for if you choose to tune into that frequency. So tune into the frequency of abundance and let it flow through you and let it flow around you, and just, yeah, really sink into that and appreciate it. Collective advice. The chameleon, soul tribe, it is safe to be seen. So the chameleon is all about feeling comfortable, letting your true self shine through. It's about being your authentic self, about not hiding any parts of yourself, not trying to blend in, embracing your uniqueness, embracing your light and using it to stand out. So maybe there's a purpose that you two share together when you are in your authentic nature and you come together. And so the more authentic that you are and the more authentic that you come into this as a partnership, if that happens in the future, the better it's going to turn out for you both. So this is about, in the meantime, just work on being comfortable with yourself, about not dimming your light, about not trying to blend in, and being okay with standing out and letting your unique idiosyncrasies lead you to your unique path. We have the dog, divine service. How can you serve yourself better? So yeah, both of you can focus on your own self-care, your own healing, being loyal to yourself first before being loyal to other people. Anything else coming through there? Taking a day to put your feet up if that's what you need. And we'll go one more. Or maybe that one wants to come off. Kangaroo, courage. You're being tested. Have faith and stand in your truth. Okay, yeah, that was definitely meant to come out. Standing in your truth. That's just what we've been talking about. So in this separation phase, you're being tested. So this is about having faith and just learning to embrace your true self, your true path in life, and worrying about what you can control for now, and having the courage to leap forward on those things. And if you happen to move too far ahead for this relationship, then you just have to have faith that it'll catch up. You don't have to feel like you need to go backwards or lower your vibe to meet this beneath you. It will catch up to you. It will meet you where you're at, and you don't need to lower your standards or lower anything about yourselves. So that's your advice. So that's the end of the collective portion, everybody. So this is where we will move into the extended reading, which you can rent down below. So there'll be a pick a pile of 3 piles. They'll probably go for about the same amount of time as this one, if not maybe even a little bit longer, each pile, that is. And we're going to look at the near future. We're going to look at any long-term potential, and we're also going to get zodiac signs, initials, personality traits and characteristics to verify who this person may be in your reading, sort of to help you find out if the near future energies are for you, and you've got the right pile. And then we're going to also look at when they're going to reach out next, and or where the next shift will be. We'll get some info on that as well. So this is where I leave you for now, and if I see you over in the extended, then I look forward to that. But either way, take care guys, stay safe, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.